What's good, everybody? Flan Speaks is back for another Witcher video, and today I'm just going to give some Witcher news, which has just been dropped within the last week. The showrunners had just given us a whole bunch of new photos that I'm going to go in on and attempt to probably describe what I think may be happening in the photos. They've also given us the names of a number of the episodes that are going to come out. And so we have some episode titles as well as some extra photos to go over, and I'm going to just try my best to go in on describing them, show where I think they may be diverging from the books, which is fine as long as you do it well and as long as your changes kind of make sense and have a reason for them. So, hey, look, just sit back, relax. We're going to go and see what we can do here. Okay. So it looks like we have 6 episode titles. We don't have episode 1, which I have a feeling is going to be The Butcher Blaviken, but who knows? Episode 2 is 4 Marks, followed by Betrayer Moon, followed by Banquets, Bastards, and Burials. We don't have episode 5 for whatever reason. Episode 6 is Rare Species. Episode 7, Before Fall. Episode 8, Much More. My guess is going to be episode 5 is where Geralt and Yennefer meet. That is going to be my guess because that is special. They're going to hide that. Episode 1, I don't know why they hide it. Maybe that's where he fights the Striga or he's the Butcher of Blaviken. But we'll see. Hey, look, I would be lying if I told you that right now I have a good idea of what these is going to be in these episodes. I'll probably get a better idea of that from the photos. But here we got 4 Marks, Betrayer Moon, Banquets, Bastards, and Burials, I believe, is going to be the meeting that Geralt had when Queen Calanthe had wanted him there, and where Dunny, who is Ciri's father, had revealed himself to the people, and there was this whole thing with Pavetta and her showing her power. That will be my guess with that. That's going to be that banquet. Now, moving on to the first photo we're going to deal with. This is Queen Calanthe here, and this is supposed to be from episode 1, which I found a little bit strange. In the books, she comes up a little bit later, but at any rate, far as the person who the character choice or the actress choice, I'm not too sure about either. Queen Calanthe is supposed to have, she's supposed to be beautiful, and she's supposed to have these green eyes and everything. I don't really see that. Now, as far as the way, she looks, I guess it's no big deal because ultimately they're not going to use her as a major character because of some other photos that are supposedly from this same episode, which I find a little bit confusing. They're saying this is from episode 1 as well. This is some sort of a banquet, so it obviously wouldn't be that banquet, Bastards and Burials episode. And I don't get it. I guess they're trying to show Ciri growing up with her grandmother, trying to show the relationship between them two, the closeness there. You also have Mousesack there in the end. I'm really not too sure on this. I mean, I'm going to have to see how they do it. I don't know. And then also Freya Allen, actress to play Ciri. I don't know, she looks a little older than I imagine Ciri to look, especially during the years when Ciri was with her grandmother. I don't know. I'm hoping this works out fine, but this one is a little strange for me. This here supposedly is also from episode 1. So you have Ciri being snuck out of the place, not by some of the servants there. And why would they go straight to Ciri escaping from, Cintra early on like that? I don't know. Are they going to go straight to the Nilfgaards attacking? If so, why? Unless later they'll use flashbacks in order to tell us the backstory. I thought a more traditional way would be to give the backstory first as the introduction to these characters and then later move on to this. But, we'll see. But I'm working off of the assumption that what I'm reading in this website is accurate. You never know. This could be from a later episode, but from what they're saying, this is supposedly episode 1. Here, this is, we have Geralt, who had received the job to go kill the Striga, which is a crazy monster that we'll see. And this is supposedly from an early episode as well. And this is awesome. I really believe they should be starting it off with Geralt, kicking a lot of ass like that. And to start it off with the Striga will be great. I'm interested to seeing like what type of CGI they have, or whatever manner whatever way they're going to use to create the Strega. I'm definitely interested in seeing that. This right here looks pretty good. You know, this is awesome. We get to see some night fighting from Geralt. We also get to see him take some of his elixirs that give him some of the powers that he have that create, and we get to see some of his agility and his other super soldier type abilities. So this is something I'm looking forward to. Next, we have Geralt riding on Roach through the wilderness. This is going to happen a lot. I mean, I know it happened a lot in the books. Now, one character I was wondering if they're going to have, and I was a little afraid because I didn't see even in the casting, I didn't see the name Dandelion, which we know, book readers know Dandelion is a very, very major part of the story as far as, you know, he's like Gerald's little sidekick. He's a poet that is a famous poet there who is also who's always with Geralt, who's writing down the adventures that he has with the Witcher. He feels as though, you know, Geralt is like his best buddy. Geralt sees Dandelion, you know, he likes him, kind of has mercy on him, does care about him, no doubt about it, and is a pretty decent friend of his. Now, with this here, what happened, and this is listening to something Lauren had said, Dandelion will be a part of the season 1 with Geralt. However, they're going to use his Polish name, Jaskier, and not Dandelion. So I was happy to hear that. Also happy to hear that the actor who is to play Jaskier is slated to play in all episodes, so that's good. That way we will get to see a more accurate depiction of Geralt as he's walking around or traveling around on Roach along with Dandelion, and I'm happy to hear that. Next are a number of different photos of Yennefer, which Yennefer is always going to be sharp. She's always, you know, one of probably the best dressers in the whole story. That's what she does. Now, this here, I'm not sure where she's coming from. I'm guessing, you know, she's visiting, I don't know, one of her people, getting some elixirs, getting some like potion stuff. I'm really not sure what this is when I'm reading the book. I can't really draw much from that to describe what's going on here, and unfortunately, that it seems to be happening with a lot of these photos. With like here, I have absolutely no idea where Yennefer's supposed to be or what she's supposed to be doing here. This, to my knowledge, has to be some clear diversion from the books, unless it's like a backstory thing that's part of Yennefer's transformation and learning. Could also be her just traveling through a portal, or it could be a dream. So, you know, I'm not going to jump off the gun right now saying he completely diverted. But this is not something I can draw from the books to kind of explain what's going on. So I'll just have to wait and see. Listen, don't even get me lying about this. I have no idea what this is about. This here. Yennefer there with a guard. Is that maybe a sentry guard or something? Listen, I have no idea what this is about, so I'm not even going to try. This has to be a clear straying from the book story. But I don't assume everything that strays from the books are bad or that they're good. I just watch it, judge it for what it is. Now, one thing the showrunner, Hissrich, did say was that she was going to make Yennefer and Ciri greater point of view characters, which is a little different from the books. That's not really different from the books completely. When you read the first 2 books, absolutely, it's all Geralt's point of view. But when we get into, you know, from the Blood of Elves on, Blood of Elves, Baptism of Fire, Time of Contempt, you see less about Geralt. Especially like if you read Time of Contempt, it's very Ciri-centric. And in sort of Baptism of Fire is a lot of Geralt, of course. And then mostly kind of Yennefer there and a very small amount of Ciri. So it all kind of changes. So I wouldn't say like Lauren is like really falling off the deep end too much with that, you know, that idea. I think what she's doing also is trying to take some of the Game of Thrones formula. What made that great was the number of protagonists that it had, and it was kind of formatted similar to how a soap opera is. And I think she's trying to take a little bit from that, which is not a bad thing necessarily. Here we have Siri, and like I said again, I don't know, man. I think Freya looks like she's 16 or 17 to me. And Siri is supposed to be 12, 13 years old when the bulk of the storyline, is happening. And I really don't know how that's going to work out. But like I said, it's another one of those things. I'll judge it when I see it. But she's looking kind of older to me, and if you have her acting like a 13-year-old, it may look a little bratty, a little strange, but we'll see. Here, Siri looks to be walking through a desert. That does happen in Siri's story in the books, but it happens way later, like prior to her meeting Geralt and Yennefer. I did not know her to be like in the desert wandering. I don't know if it's no way they can have her, okay, escape from Centrum, be wandering, end up with the Dryads, go from the Dryads to getting with Geralt, and then training with Geralt, and then training with Yennefer, and then being lost again. I don't think there's no way, because her being in the desert is it's a time of contempt territory, which is the 5th book. There's no way they could be dealing with book 5 material in season 1. I can't imagine that would be impossible. So I don't know what they're doing with this here. Maybe they're flipping it, have her go to the desert before meeting with the Dryads. I don't know. Maybe they won't do the Dryads. I don't know. So hey, look, I'm going to be just like you all, just waiting to see what happens. I mean, I just hope they do it well, because I love the way the story is. At any rate, man, I'm past my time limit that I impose on myself, and that's pretty much all I got there. Like I said, this thing will be dropping in less than a month, or a little over a month, the 20th of December. That is absolutely positively what's up. If you like my stuff, if you like this video, please subscribe to Fulan Speaks. Also, click a like on this thing if you like it. Click a dislike if you dislike it. Let me know how you feel. And that way we can continue this content being distributed. And so, till next time, Fulan Speaks, I'm out.